Today we are going to make a coffee cream jello. It's one that I've made a few times and I have a ton of people usually asking me how it's done. So I decided to do a how-to video. The first step in making your coffee jello is you take a half a cup of cold water, place it in a bowl, and then add 2 tablespoons of unflavored gelatin to the cold water. And you're going to let that gelatin bloom for a little while. Make sure it's all dissolved, and it's going to get very, very thick, so don't be alarmed. It's going to dissolve again when you add it to the coffee. After a few minutes of the gelatin blooming, you can see that it's gotten to be very thick. So like I said before, this is totally normal. You're then going to add it to 2 cups of coffee that you have boiled. And the recipe calls for 1 cup of sugar, but I found that to be way too sweet the first time I tried it. So I prefer using half a cup of sugar or even less. Just depends on how sweet you'd like your dish. So in the saucepan, I have boiled 2 cups of strong coffee, and I've also added the half a cup of sugar. I happen to have a raspberry coffee in the cupboard that I wanted to use up, so I'm going to try this recipe with a flavored coffee, but you can use any kind you prefer. Just make sure it's a little bit on the strong side so you can get that coffee flavor. Once you've boiled the sugar and the coffee, you're going to add the thickened gelatin to it. And you're just gonna stir that into the hot mixture until it dissolves. As you can see, it's really, really thick. So you're going to whisk that in until the gelatin is incorporated and the mixture is smooth again. Then you're going to let that sit until it cools and thickens up a bit. While your coffee and gelatin mixture is thickening, you're going to go ahead and make a whipped cream. You simply take 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and then about a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And then you're going to mix that with your hand mixer until it gets stiffer like whipped cream. You simply mix that until it gets nice and thick, like so. And while you are waiting for your coffee mixture to chill and thicken, you can go ahead and get your molds ready. I always spray mine with cooking spray so that it is easier to unmold. You can use cups, bowls, anything with fun shaped. I have a nice collection of these vintage copper gelatin molds that I like to use. Once your coffee mixture has cooled and thickened a little bit, you're going to fold in your whipped cream. You want to make sure that you get all the lumps out, and also please make sure your coffee is not hot, otherwise your cream is going to curdle. So you're going to mix all this together and then simply pour into your gelatin molds. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator until it firms. Usually it takes a few hours, or you could just leave it overnight. And then we will be back soon with another taste test with Mr. Cleaver. Okay, this is the final step where you take it out of the refrigerator and unmold it. So here is my raspberry coffee cream. And I also made 2 miniature ones because I had a little left over. You can garnish it however you'd like. The recipe says to go ahead and make fresh whipped cream. I didn't have enough, so I just put a little dollop on top. But there you have it, coffee cream jello.